Hello friends, I, Vaishali Latke, presenting today's topic Environment Sustainability and its awareness on International FDP on Environment and Sustainability organized by D.Y. Patil College of Engineering, Akurdi. My topic is Software Engineering. These are the details of my week 1 and week 2 video. My week 1 video has like 2 and views 6, which depends on concepts of environment and sustainability. And week 2 video focus on the environment and sustainability and its standards, and it has 1 like and 6 views. The outcome of my previous videos are exploring the relationship between the environment and sustainable development. Understand and apply different ISO standards which are used in sustainability. Learn to develop energy efficient and sustainable softwares. There are different ISO standards available for software engineering. Those are classified on product standards and process standards. So, following are the details of ISO standards. First one is product standards. ISO 9126 is software product quality measurement. ISO 14598 is software product evaluation. ISO 25051, which give the details about requirement of quality of commercial off-the-shelf, that is COTS software product and instructions for testing. ISO 15026 is system and system integrity levels. ISO 15910 is software user documentation process. Then second class is what? Process standards. ISO 15504 is software process assessment. ISO 15939 software measurement process. ISO 6592 guidelines for the documentation of computer-based application systems. ISO 18019 guidelines for the design and preparation of the software user documentation, and ISO 14102 guidelines for the evaluation and selection of case tools. There are different IEEE standards are also available for the software engineering. Again, those are categories in process, control and management. So, first is problem ID and classification. There is no standard for IEEE. Then analysis, which is 830 1998, 1074 1997. Design 830 98, 1016 98, 1074 97. Implementation 1008 1987, 1074 1997. System test 829 1998, 1012 98, 1012A 98, 1012 1028 88 1074 97. Acceptance testing 1012 98, 1012A 98, 1074 1997. Then there is no any standard for delivery. Then control, in the relationship of control, problem ID and classification, again there is no any standard. Analysis 1998 and the standard is 830. Design 830 98 and 1016 1998. Implementation 829 1998, 1008 1987. System test 829 98, 1012 98, 1012A 98, 1028 88. Acceptance testing 829 1998, 1012 again 98, 1012A 98, 1020 88. Delivery standard is 1063 which is defined in 1987. Then management is categorized in configuration management, measuring metrics, planning, tools and techniques, quality assurance, risk assessment, safety and security. Whereas measurement is 982.1, which is defined in 1988, and 982.2, which is defined in 1988. Configuration management 828 in 1998 and 1042 in 1987. Planning 829 in 98, 1012 in 98, 1012A in 98, and P 1058 D2.1 and 1058A in 98. Quality assurance 730 in 98, 730.1 is 95. Risk assessment 730 in 98, 98 2.2 is 1988. Then there are various techniques and ways to calculate the carbon footprints or carbon emission on software engineering. So we know that there are various stages of software development like requirement analysis, design, implementation and testing and evaluation and then deployment. So in this life cycle we go through the different phases in which there is need to there will be made carbon is going to be emit. So to develop a software we use the different softwares along with hardwares, and also we use the different setups which we need to connect as a client or servers. We also use laptops or desktops or different algorithm, etc. So to working on any software we know that some devices emits the carbon. So we need to calculate this carbon emission. For example, suppose we are going to develop in one particular one particular software, so we need to develop the carbon footprint. So how we are going to develop the carbon footprint? Let's see. Suppose the one software contains suppose the one product or one software development contains the laptop, hardware, algorithm, server or storage devices. These are the necessary requirement parts while developing any software. So laptop can emit 350 kg CO2 per year, whereas if we use any hardware like Arduino, Raspberry Pi, these are the different types of hardwares which specifically are designed to emit the lower carbon. So they can emit the carbon but at very lower cost. So hardwares are negligible to carbon emission. Then algorithm, which is totally depends on how we can apply the logic on that algorithm and what is the time complexity of the algorithm. As the time is more, then it also emits the more carbon. So time complexity of algorithm is directly proportional to the carbon emission. Then server is also, we know that it is a one type computer or laptop. So its calculation is again it emits 350 kilogram carbon per year. If we use the storage devices like cloud, if we use 100 gigabytes of data, then it emits 0.2 tons carbon per year. So for the environmental conditions, these things are responsible for developing the application. So we have to take care about the lowest carbon emission while developing any software. So we have to most preferably use the ACs in the IT industries. This is the one case study of AWS Amazon Web Service, which uses the total cloud for the data storage and its sustainability. So large cloud provides the AWS included. Large scale cloud provides providers use a power mix that is 28% less carbon intense than the global average. Combining the fraction of energy required with a less carbon intense power mix, computer can end up with the reduction in carbon emission by 88% by moving to the cloud and AWS. So we have to always store our data on cloud to reduce the carbon emission. So what we have to take care while developing any software for the sustainable environment. So we know that software are not sustainable, but we can use the resources which are required to develop a software which can helps to do the environment sustainability. So we can use the eco-friendly laptops, and also we can do the proper e-waste management by recycling the most of the hardware parts and most of the processors or controllers or any hardware devices again and again, or eco-friendly batteries to avoid the maximum CO2 emission. So what is the conclusion of this topic? So we have to always develop the eco-friendly softwares for the sustainable environment and society. So we have to always focus on the recycle. Thank you.